what is the problem in Africa right now? It's energy deficiency, and it has to be addressed frontally.
So Gbenga, welcome back to the studios.
Thank you.
So today we're talking about Africa and the business outlook. So first of all, how would you describe the energy situation in Africa, and how can we improve going into 2018?
Yeah, I mean, there actually is no easy answer there. There's no easy answer to the energy problem because the point is that a lot of effort is being put in place, but there is so much to do with the African energy access. Because if you have access, better access as it were, I can actually bet you that a lot of Africans in the diaspora would like to go back and make jobs available to the teeming population of Africans. But in a situation where in more productive sector, they have to use like 30% of every dollar to provide diesel energy in order to run the system, is broken. And because it's broken, I believe the donor community have to do much more to assist to make, it doesn't have to be hydro energy. What about the renewable energy? All kinds of sources have to be deployed in order to ensure that this helps to bring the poverty level down. Once there's energy, I can bet you the African economy will move beyond description. And I'm looking forward to that, where individuals who are entrepreneurially endowed can employ 1,000 Africans, 5,000 Africans, just a few pockets of results we're getting right now, because it's not even processing, it's not even manufacturing. What is the problem in Africa right now? It's energy deficiency, and it has to be addressed frontally.
Now, we all know that the African economies are really diverse. Yeah. So what can be done to push this diversity a little bit more, just to help it grow?
Well, everybody likes to talk of diversity. It has become like a sing-song. And yes, the need to diversify away from natural resources, it's very important. However, you discover that there are a lot of bottlenecks there. Maybe, just maybe, what we are beginning to see, I mean, look at this case of Zimbabwe. We're so happy and glad that, you know, it went without all kinds of violence. Elections in Kenya also. And a few other places are beginning to witness incremental developmental growth. If that continues, then you create an environment where diversity becomes easy. It's not just going to be a rhetoric, but it becomes something that is doable. I mean, the entrepreneurial landscape is set to make industrialization work. But beyond industrialization, you're looking at services. There's tremendous need for services that in an economy where on 1 billion people resident in Africa, there's so much to do. Diversification should just become normal, natural. But it's not as it were right now, because the environmental factors are just too overwhelming. The leadership question, of course, we're beginning to see some growth, but there's just so much more to do. There's so much more wealth resident in Africa that diversification of the economic base should just begin to happen right now. It should be the next phase. And I'm looking forward to 2018 to begin to develop new dividends in that respect. Move away from natural resources and non-oil services, non-mining issues, and then move into services, move into human capital development, and these are the important sectors that will make every economy, any economy, to blossom.
And it really sounds like the developments are happening, and you sound really excited about them. So now we're also going to take a look at trade. So what are the governments doing to help promote the trade nations, and what's the trade status in Africa?
Look, I'm happy that regionally things are happening. The ECOWAS is doing its bit. I mean, 15 countries are there by the West Coast. They're doing well. In East Africa and COMESA and SADC regions, they're also doing very well. And it will take time, but it's happening. Look at 15 years ago, in intra-African investment, which is about 8%. Now it's about 25%. Once anywhere where there is investment, trade begins to happen because people want to follow their investment. So I believe that we're going to begin to see more and more of intra-African trade because they are beginning to invest heavily in either in manufacturing or services. Banks from one region are now becoming allowed. You see, one of the major issues why trade is not happening is the logistical difficulties. It's so expensive to move goods within Africa, more than every other place in the world. But as rail lines are being built and ports and being expanded and all that, I think we're going to begin to witness more and more. And once that happens, the regional wealth will explode.
And we've also noted that throughout 2017, China's demand on commodities has dropped slightly. Now, what does this mean for Africa and for Africa's industrial investments?
Well, I mean, we have to be very grateful to China. I mean, they may not be in the best way that the West want to see them, pin on issues like human rights or, leadership and all, but they've done well. And now that global economy is slowed down, commodity prices are plummeted, I believe that the infrastructural growth that has been placed, I mean, roads, extensive network of roads have been built by the Chinese. A lot of access has been opened up in so many places, like in the ports, on the rail and all that. I think that the majority of the resources that is required for African growth needs to come from Africa. I mean, what else can you ask for? You already have an expanded network. All you need to do is begin to make the most of your human capital to deliver on what's already on ground. An Indian guy says, if you lack resources, you should become resourceful. I think it's about time now that, well, why we still not say the donor community should not, demonstrate goodwill, but it behoves the Africans themselves to begin to put all their resources, not just human, but the capital and everything together in order to make everything happen for Africa by the Africans themselves.